President Trump's accusations of wiretapping reignited a long-simmering feud with former President Obama. Mr. Trump claimed on Saturday that his predecessor engaged in McCarthyism and called Mr. Obama a bad or sick guy, as Gayle said. The attacks broke an uneasy truce between the two men since the White House transition. Chip Reid's in Washington with how the rift is upending presidential norms. Chip, good morning.
Well, good morning. During the 2016 election, Mr. Obama was a harsh critic of Mr. Trump and frequently campaigned against him. But their animosity goes back much further when Mr. Trump led a fringe movement that refused to accept Mr. Obama's American citizenship.
We now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed.
After the November vote, the then president-elect praised the man he once called the worst president in U.S. history.
Mr. President, it was a great honor being with you.
How are you?
Mr. Trump and Mr. Obama spoke regularly prior to the inauguration and appeared to have buried the hatchet.
He is engaging and gregarious.
You like him?
I've enjoyed the conversations that we've had.
We get along. I don't know if he'll admit this, but he likes me.
But with his presidency now bogged down by protests and allegations of Russian collusion, Mr. Trump has taken the gloves off.
I think that President Obama is behind it because his people are certainly behind it. And some of the leaks possibly come from that group.
Mr. Trump now accuses Mr. Obama of directing a Watergate-like conspiracy, something the former president denies.
There's this tradition of moving on.
Susan Page, USA Today's Washington bureau chief, said Mr. Trump has defied a presidential tradition of not personally attacking your predecessor.
Even President Obama, when he took over, was critical of President George W. Bush, but he never criticized him personally in the way President Trump has now criticized President Obama.
The two most recent presidents have been at odds since Mr. Trump was the face of the birther movement.
No one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing?
Whether President Obama and President Trump will ever really become friends, that is too far in the future to even speculate about. Also, maybe hard to imagine, but we'll see.
Former presidents usually avoid politics in the early days of their successor's administration, but Mr. Obama has chosen not to be silent. For example, he praised opponents of Mr. Trump's travel ban, and he launched a Democratic Party initiative on redistricting. Norah?
All right, Chip, thank you so much.